Good afternoon, everyone. This is Devinda from Nolan Business Solutions, here to give a presentation today regarding some of the new features and functionality that will be released in GP 2016, as well as provide an update on the web client. We don't have software to show you at the moment, unfortunately, but we're looking to get a release of that shortly in preparation for an upgrade event that we'll be holding in November at the Oval at Surrey County Cricket Club. So we're hoping that you'll join us there and invite your colleagues along. Okay. So I'm not sure if many of you are aware, Microsoft released the Business Analyzer app some time ago, but have been working on it slowly and steadily to the point where it's a really nice feature to have. It works on any device. You're able to publish SQL reports to Business Analyzer, as well as Excel reports, which you might create in GP and push out, and reports from Management and Reporter. The app is available for you to download from the Windows Store. When you type in Business Analyzer, please type it in with a Z, because otherwise it won't appear. And you can download the demonstration version to your machine. It's multi-company and the reports are based on roles, but it will give you a very good idea of what it is that you can use within that app, and you're able to actually drill down from a very high level to the detailed transactions below, a bit like you can in Management Reporter. It's a really, really good tool, one that I highly recommend people use. One of the other apps, as you can guess, you can see that Microsoft are going more and more along the app route, is the Dynamics GP Office app, again available in the Microsoft Office Store. You're able to push information from GP from the Financial Series Inventory and Purchasing modules with refreshable drill downs, and being able to drill down straight from this app into Great Plains to get the underlying detail. It's a nice feature, and it's very presentable for board level reporting and KPIs. You can see an example of some of the reports that you can generate on the right hand side. I'm not sure how many of you are aware. I wanted to briefly mention the release of Dynamics GP 2015 R2, which came out in June of this year. Microsoft are releasing the initial version of a product, then about 6 months later they released the R2 version, which actually contains additional functionality, and we found that a lot of customers are tending to wait for the R2 upgrade to do the physical upgrade on their systems. The all-in-one document viewer was a really, really nice feature. It allows you to see all documents for a single transaction within one window. So in GP 2015 R2, if you were looking at a purchase order, you'll be able to see all these associated receipts, invoices, payments and returns all within the one window. Something that's been missing for a very long time, and makes the life cycle, being able to see the life cycle of the document that much easier. There's a SQL View Designer, which makes the ability to view the SQL reports within GP easier. There's over 300 standard SQL reports out of the box, which just need to be deployed for central share. SmartList displays debits and then credits, a bugbear for a number of people over many years. There's SmartLists, there's default new favourites to users versus the systems. The hide and show payroll isn't actually relevant to the UK. One of the other features that's really useful is now within one window within Great Plains, you're able to see the GL summary and detail inquiry windows. You don't have to go into one window to see the summary and then access a separate window to see the detail. It's almost like a drill down facility on that window. I've mentioned apps before. With 2015 R2, there was the time management app, so the ability to enter timesheets for project accounting via an app from the App Store. Historical received not invoice report, something that a lot of customers have asked for over time. The auto deposit of cash receipts in BankRec, for those that are using standard bank reconciliation, it's taken the step away of having to post the cash and then go into the bank receipt module and post the cash again to the physical bank itself. There's more visual indicators for customers over the credit limit, just makes it more visible to the end user on the screen, gives it a better user interface. Enable emailing for sales purchase forms short and long and other. Before you could only enable it for one type of document, now you can automate it for a number of documents. They introduced a new type of user called a self-service user. So for those employees that entered timesheets and expense reports only, now when you create them as a user in Great Plains, whether they use the web client or the standard client, by selecting them as a self-service type user, it automatically changes the windows that are available to them. And having seen that in the new web client, it's a really nice feature without someone manually have to going in and creating a specific user role. There was a lot of workflow introduced over 2013 and 2015. 2015 R2 had the AP invoice workflow. The nice thing about the workflows, it's a completely new workflow system. Microsoft removed the dependency on SharePoint to improve the design experience and have a completely integrated workflow within Dynamics GP. It has a number of out-of-the-box workflows, but also you have the ability to define and create your own. With the workflow came document attached, so the ability, for example, if you have a purchase invoice that you want to send off for approval, you're now able to attach the scanned image to that and send that off to the relevant person via email for approval, which is a really nice feature. Sorry, wrong way. With Dynamics GP 2016, Microsoft have been looking at the enhancements list with the recommendations from customers, and these are some of the new pieces of functionality that they've promised. A new HTML5 web client, which I'll talk about slightly more in the next screen. Again, the all-in-one document viewer for sales and inventory, so not only have you got the financial and purchasing, you now have sales and inventory to be able to track the document. Project integration with purchase requisitions. Previously, with the Microsoft requisitions module, you were unable to create a requisition for a project-related purchase. You can do that now. There's also document attached for project time and expenses if consultants want to attach their worksheets or receipts for their expenses. They can do so now with the document attached and the workflow process. OData services for off-premise data refresh. They've added exports and imports to SmartList Designer to make it easier. Export SmartList data as numbers instead of text. Prior to this, we had to modify the DEX-INI file for that setting. They have created a new payment type within the payables module for credit cards, so you're able to differentiate those types of payments. They've included the VAT amounts in the PO prepayments module. Absolute value totals in the footer for checks and void checks in RM and PM, receivables and payables. You're now able to define workflow conditions that can be edited without having to recall them. So before having to, for example, recall a document, if you're using the document attached, you don't need to do that. One of the things that we're asked for constantly, especially when we're doing integrations, is the field size for the distribution reference, which is restricted, I believe, to 50 characters. That's now been increased to 80. It allows for better data entry and capture. There's also a budget import warning when using the budget wizard, when the accounts in the budget don't exist in the general ledger within Great Plains, instead of it falling over when you're trying to import that back in. So all of these little features are really nice things that customers I know have requested over the years, and Microsoft have taken them on board. I'm sure there will be a lot more, but this is the sneak preview that we've had so far. The future of Microsoft Dynamics, the aim is to deliver a HTML5 based user interface to the GP base. This will work across any browser and any device and will have an enhanced user interface and user experience. It's something we've been waiting for a long time, or many clients have. The previous or the current release of the web client is based on Silverlight, which has caused a number of issues, especially around printing, and hasn't been satisfactory. With the HTML5 web client coming on board, It will allow people to expand the use of GP without having to have local client installs or potentially have the need for Citrix or terminal services. So from our point of view, from Nolan's point of view, it's been a long time coming, but we're glad that we've seen a version of it and we've seen it working, and we're able now to actually truly deliver that to our customers. The Microsoft Dynamics GP roadmap, I just wanted to share this with you. As I said, with GP 2013 upwards, they started changing it, and instead of having a number of service packs, they would wait for a good 6 months and release their R2 versions, which they're going to continue. So at the moment, we're working with GP 2015 R2. We've been promised very next year that GP 2016 will be available, and this will mention the features that I've just spoken to you about, the HTML browser, multi-device support for the web client. The nice thing about it being in HTML is the web client will be able to dynamically size for any device, so whether you're using it on an iPad or a tablet, it will work for you. All-in-one document view, workflow enhancements, and some of the top features I've just mentioned. Some part, I'd say post-summer next year, GP 2016 R2 will come out. As yet, we don't know what the features are. They will look at the requested enhancements by customers and add those, and then at some point 2017 will come out. As developers of Dynamics GP, we will very likely get the source code for GP 2016 shortly, with a view to actually presenting the software come the event in November, which I'll hope you'll join. Are there any questions? I appreciate that that's been short, but I thought it'd be nice to share with you some of the information that we've received from Microsoft, just so that you're able to see the roadmap and of Dynamics GP and how Microsoft plan to present that and share that with us.